Hello there, brave souls, and welcome once again to our little corner of the internet where the shadows gather and the chill of the unknown sends shivers down our spines. This is your host, ready to guide you through another haunting journey into the deepest, darkest pockets of Reddit's most unsettling stories. If you're a long-time listener, it's great to have you back. If you're new around here, well, I hope you're ready for the strange, the eerie, and the utterly terrifying. Strap in, light a candle, and prepare to peek beyond the veil of the ordinary into a world where the only predictable thing is the unpredictable. Don't forget, if you find yourself enjoying the journey, consider subscribing to our podcast and becoming a part of our community. Like, comment, and share, every bit of support helps us continue our exploration of the macabre. Now, without any further ado, let's dim the lights and dive headfirst into today's bone-chilling tales from Reddit's hidden archives. Brace yourselves, dear listeners, the night is dark and full of terrors. Welcome to Season 2. They say it takes 2 days before your cats will eat your body if you die. Well, I can tell you that it's longer than that, but not by much. I have 5 cats. Yes, 5. My fiancé and I started with 1, then graduated to 3 after a friend started having allergic reactions and had to give his 2 up. Then, the same happened a few years later with one of her friends. Now we're at 5. It's too many cats in my opinion, but what can I do at this point? They're here to stay and I love them, unconditionally. A while ago now, my fiancé left for a trip to Thailand. She's into Muay Thai and so is her brother, so he invited her to go with him on a training trip his gym was taking. This left me home alone for a while, which, as an introvert as well as a professional writer who was currently in the midst of his second novel, was not unwelcome. I was looking forward to some valuable alone time and a distraction-free environment in which to make some progress on my writing. 3 days into her trip, I had been doing just that. Around 4 p.m., I finished my 3rd chapter in as many days. I was thrilled, but needed a change of pace as my mind was beginning to give off sparks. One of the lights in the high ceiling of our living room had gone out, so I figured I'd take this time to replace it. I went into the garage and got the ladder, then set it up under the light. I stood on the second from top step looking up. Even though I'm tall, I could still barely reach the light. I went up to the next rung knowing full well it wasn't safe. I could reach it now, but it was still at an awkward distance. I thought about it for a second, then decided to just go for it. I didn't want to have to find another ladder or call an electrician, plus I'm pretty sure-footed, so I stepped up onto the top of the ladder. I could comfortably reach the light now. The bulb was a pretty standard screw-in type that could easily be changed out, except that there was a thin metal rim that went about halfway around the circumference of the fixture and blocked the bulb from coming out. Try as I might, I could not figure out how to get the bulb around it or get it off. I finally resorted to brute force and gave it a good yank. Nothing happened. I yanked it harder. Still nothing. I gave it one more firm pull and it came off. Unfortunately, so did my feet from the ladder. I came to lying on my back, staring up at the broken fixture. I couldn't move. I could tell I was breathing, and a dull aching in my back that seemed many miles away told me that I still had some life in my nerves. But otherwise, nothing. Panic didn't last long as there wasn't anything I could do. Since I was conscious and could feel a bit, I figured it would pass. I resolved myself to wait it out and began focusing on my breathing, not only as a meditative practice, but to help regain control of myself too. As time passed, I could sense faint nudges around my feet, hands and head. Now and then a shock of fur would pass before my eyes. Once, my breathing became more difficult, and far off somewhere I could feel 4 little paws on my chest. They were hungry, but there was nothing I could do. They'd have to wait it out just like me. Darkness fell and then the light returned. My situation hadn't improved. More and more I felt the little nudges or the poke of a paw on my face. I kept focusing on my breathing. If I was making progress with it, I couldn't tell, but, for the time being, it was keeping me sane. Again night fell and again dawn broke with no improvement. The nudges and pokes were getting more frequent and far more desperate. I could feel an gnawing sensation in my own stomach and my lips were beginning to feel dry and cracked. Sometime during the third night is when I felt the teeth. Again, that faraway sensation, almost as if it were happening to someone else. Even so, the feeling was unmistakable. Like two steel rods sinking into the flesh of my calf. Then a tug. Then a rip. I tried with all my might to make myself scream. Nothing. I felt the teeth again. Another pull? Another rip? A wet chewing sound? I waited for my lungs to fill with air and then focused all my energy into forcing it out. A low, strained groan escaped my lips. But it was enough. The teeth stopped and I felt the faint vibrations of little footsteps going away. I woke up later in the night to what felt like a small piece of sandpaper rubbing against my leg. Someone was licking up the blood around the wound. Again, I groaned. The licking stopped for a moment and then began once more. I tried to kick out with my leg and managed a small twitch. I heard paws run off again. It was starting to feel like a small fire was smoldering in my leg. Just embers for now, but it wasn't good. How long had they been at it while I was asleep? How much longer could I hold them off? What was left of my leg? How much longer could I last like this? This same cycle continued for days. First, the feel of teeth in the flesh of my leg, arm or, sometimes my face. Next, a twitch or a groan to shake them off. Sometimes more than one set of teeth at a time. Sometimes, they wouldn't leave. I could feel the wetness of blood on parts of me. I could feel the small embers of pain and infection all over. My stomach felt like it was filled with nails. My mouth was like hot sand. I was growing weak. With what was now left of my sanity, I tried to count the days I'd been lying there. She must have been close to returning home. It must have been long enough that someone knows something's wrong. I had to be close to the end. It was hard to tell though. With the sensation of 5 little sets of teeth all tearing at 5 different parts of me, concentration was in short supply. I wanted to shake them off, but I was so tired. All I wanted was to rest. I forgot about my breathing. My eyes began to go black. My thoughts began to fade. Far off somewhere, I heard the rumble of a car engine. I heard the jagged metal grinding of a key in a lock. I heard hinges creak. I heard footsteps. I heard screaming. All right, my friends, we've reached the end of yet another eerie journey through the shadows of Reddit's most chilling tales. I sincerely hope you found these stories as riveting and spine-chilling as I did. The world is full of mysteries, isn't it? Remember, if you've enjoyed today's exploration into the unknown, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Share the podcast with your friends who also love a good scare. It's always more fun to explore the shadows together. A big heartfelt thank you to all of our subscribers, listeners and patrons out there. Your support is invaluable. It keeps the lights on here, and more importantly, keeps us delving into the eerie corners of the internet to bring you the best scary stories out there. If you've encountered any creepy occurrences or have your own chilling stories to share, don't hesitate to reach out to us via subreddit chronicles@gmail.com. We always love hearing from you, and who knows, your story might just feature in one of our future episodes. Until next time, keep your eyes open, your hearts brave, and your lights on. After all, you never know what's lurking in the shadows. This is your host, signing off. Stay safe and keep exploring the unexplored.